Okay, Keith Myers here. Just wanted to do a short video showing how we do kind of the hooked punches, hooks and uppercuts with the stick in our Peekaboo stick boxing. Okay, the shorter serrata length stick kind of makes it a little easier. The longer my stick is, the more kind of cramped I would be and more inaccurate I get. This is a good length stick where my shovel hook becomes pretty much the same thing with the stick. My hook this way can become pretty much the same thing with the stick. Okay? If I was doing this empty hand, there would be a quick return with the other hand, right? In other words, I wouldn't do just this. I would probably go bam, 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 bam. Well, since I'm only using one arm, one stick, it's the stick itself that returns, right? So I'm probably never going to do bang and retract. The stick carries through, right? So all of these, that's kind of the general principle. If I've done a hooked punch or a hooked strike with the point of the stick, then the stick is always going to come back and cover center in some way, either as a strike or just to recover center so that I haven't done this, I left myself exposed, okay? General principle. So the equivalent of the shovel hook or body shot is just here, boom, boom. And like I said, it's going to carry through. So it's going to stop here because, you know, I can't go through his torso. So I have to bounce off a little bit and it's going to come back this way. Boom, boom. Or it's going to bounce off and come across this way. So bam, bam. Right? It's right there. Boom. So this one, I'm over here, or this one. But it's that bam, bam, bam. If I was at a different angle, then instead of the ribs, my target would be the solar plexus. If I'm over here, and I've done something I've blocked, it would be right there. Boom, pop, boom, pop, boom, pop, right across. Boom, pop, pop, boom, this way. See, the one that comes at the backhand, I'm going to hit him again. But again, that hit, return, hit, return. Okay, that's kind of a shovel hook. Now I can kind of do it from this angle, but probably not going to be as common. That's going to be more head level. So now I go from a shovel hook to kind of the equivalent of a tight hook. Because remember, we can do an overhand. If I do a tight hook, I got to be close, and I'm arcing back towards me. I'm kind of coming through. It's the same thing we do with the stick. I'm hitting with the stick, and then the stick is going to carry through towards me, just like a tight hook would. So it makes a circular motion. It hits, and it comes through. Bam, bam. That's the tight equivalent of a tight hook. Catch him in the temple, in the neck, in the jaw. But then it's going to come right back around again, so I'm back to my center. Boom, pop. Okay. Now this one I can go on a backhand angle, which you wouldn't do with a punch, but I can do that with the stick. It becomes the equivalent. I could be out here and I could hit him through, and it carries through. It's the equivalent of the hook from this direction, backhand angle with the stick. So I could be out here and go bam, 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 bam. Just hitting, and it carries through. Bam, 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 bam. Right? That kind of combinations. Right? Now the uppercut motion is just like this. And the uppercut motion I find handier with the stick than empty hand. Because a true uppercut has to come straight up and catch him under the chin. I don't want to strike into his teeth. And it's not an uppercut if I'm reaching forward. So I got to be really close to hit this uppercut. And if the guy's kind of leaning back, it's really hard to land an uppercut unless you've got the guy and he's bent over in front of you. Not so with the stick. Because I can throw that and arc the point of that stick out and then snap it back. So I can hit this guy pretty easily with that motion. Boom! Boom! We're out here and boom! There it goes. And see, it's always coming back to cover center. So it would hit, carry through and hit. Boom! Pop, pop, pop. Boom! Pop. It can come through over this shoulder, or it can come through over this shoulder. Hit, carries through, comes back. but that dynamic. And I could throw it from out here because I could hit and then arc the stick this way. It'd be almost like I had a really long arm and I could do that. But if he's pulling his head back, it doesn't matter with the stick, because the stick can slip in still right under his chin and really land that uppercut. Boom, 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 boom. And it carries through, steps back. And this one has dual purpose. That uppercut motion, not only hitting with the point of the stick and snapping through, but it could also be a parry with the side of the stick. If something's coming at me, that exact same motion could parry something from a side and knock it away and then come right back to strike the arm. Something's coming at me at a #1 angle and my weapon is low for whatever reason, and I do this flipping strike like that uppercut motion, to knock it out of the way and hit back. On this angle or on this angle. And in Kala Illustrissimo they call that a fraile. That motion is one of the accepted blocks. And it's right out of this simple uppercut motion. Up and back, up and back, up and back. Okay? So that's hooked punches with the stick for stick boxing.